Hey, what's up mga bees? So example 6 na po tayo sa ating shear stress in beams. Let's go! So makikita natin mga bees, no? Andito po yung ating section ng ating problem or ng ating beam. So tingnan natin. Sabi dito, the cross-section of a beam is a T-section. Yan, kaya letter T. Of overall depth, 140 mm. Kaya 40 plus 100, kaya 140. Width of flange is 200 mm. And thickness of flange, ito, yung thickness niya daw ay 40. At yung thickness naman ng web, this vertical part is 20 mm. Now, ang gusto niyang gawin natin is to draw the shear stress distribution diagram if it carries a shear force of 60 kilonewtons. So, we know the value of our V, right? 60 kilonewtons. Ngayon, kailangan daw nating sketch yung shear stress distribution diagram. Okay, so ano ba itong shear stress distribution diagram? Okay, di ba alam natin na at different levels, mga bees, di ba? Dito or dyan, or dito or dito or dyan, magkakaiba yung value ng ating mga shear stress. So ito, it is just showing kung ano yung mga values at certain parts, di ba? So kung ito yung ating beam, no? Ang shear stress distribution line would something look like that, or siguro, pag ganon, or depende mga bees. The shear stress distribution depends upon the section. So iba-iba yung itsura niyan per section. Ngayon, pinapakita niya na at this level, no? At this level, makikita natin dito kung ano yung value ng kanyang shear stress. Let's say, 20 PSI or let's say, andito, nasa 15 PSI siya. Okay? So, yun yung main role. Yun yung gamit ng ating shear stress distribution diagram. Now, paano natin to mai-sketch? Alangan naman na kunin natin yan per like 5 cm interval or per millimeter. So, that would take too long. So, ngayon, ang kailangan lang nating hanapin mga bees are those peaks, okay? When I mean peaks, yung mga iyan, or ito lang, and yon. So, yan lang po yung kailangan nating hanapin mga bees. Those are the essential parts that we need to determine. So, at this point, at these peaks, kailangan nating hanapin kung ano ang value ng shear stress, okay? So, how do we know where can we find those peaks? Those peaks are commonly found first, at the neutral axis, okay? At the neutral axis or at the junctions. So, at these locations, mga bees, no, kailangan nating hanapin ang value ng ating mga shear stress. Kasi, di ba, mga bees, alam natin na at the neutral axis, this is a candidate for the maximum shear stress. And alam natin that these peaks are the location of our maximum shear stress, right? And also, sa mga junctions, dito sa mga junctions, mga bees, these are also concentrations of shear stress. So, possible na magkaroon dito ng peak ng ating shear stress. Okay, so, yeah, that's it. Now, we are going to solve our shear stress at the neutral axis and our shear stress at the junction or kung saan nag-connect yung ating web at flange dito. Okay? So, paano natin yan gagawin? First, we need to locate the location of our neutral axis. Kasi napaka-symmetrical ng ating section, right? So, hindi natin alam kung saan yan. Unlike kapag symmetrical yan, alam natin na sa sentro agad yan. Pero hindi eh. So, ang kailangan natin gawin ngayon mga bees is to set a temporary reference point. Okay, so let's say dito sa pinaka-bottom. So, itong temporary reference point kahit saan yan mga bees, it's okay. And then, let's set here a value or a variable bar y. So, ito yung kailangan nating hanapin, itong bar y, para ma-locate natin yung location ng ating neutral axis. Okay, so to solve that, from statics, meron tayong formula na bar y is equal to summation of ay over summation of area. So, hatiin po natin yung ating T-beam into two parts. First, yung taas, ito. And then next is yung sa baba. Ito naman, yung web tsaka flange. Okay? So, dito sa web, mga bees, no? Dito sa web, ano yung area nito? Ang area nito is equivalent sa 100 times 20, right? So, that's 100 times 20. Now, ano itong y? Diba? Summation of area times y. This y is the location of the centroid of this figure papunta sa ating temporary reference line. Dito. So, what's this length? That would be equal to 100 divided by 2, which is 50. Okay? So, plus, kasi nga summation. Itong isang figure sa taas, yung flange niya. Ano yung area ng flange? That's 200 times 40. 200 times 40. Tapos, ano yung distance mula dito sa centroid niya punta sa ating temporary reference line? That's equal to, yung ito lang ay 20, di ba? Kasi 40, i-divide natin sa 2 kaya 20. 20 plus yung buong ito ay 100, so 120 yung buong ito. Okay, so times 120 divided by the summation of areas. First, yung area ng ating web, ito 100 times 20 plus yung area ng ating flange. That's 200 times 40. Okay, so ngayon, pwede na natin yung i-calculator and we can find the location of our bar Y. Okay, so ang sagot natin mga bis ay 106 millimeter. Okay, so from the bottom, we should go up 106 millimeter and yun yung magiging location ng ating bar Y. So that means mga bis, no, that our neutral axis will be located 6 millimeters dito sa ating flange, di ba? Kasi that's 106, di ba? So 106. So 6 millimeter from the bottom of our flange dito. Okay, so dito na yung magiging location ng ating neutral axis. So this is our neutral axis. Okay, so ito, hindi na natin to kailangan. Okay, so since alam na natin yung location ng ating neutral axis, so we can start to solve our shear stress at the neutral axis. So ano ulit yung formula natin? That's VQ over IB. Itong V given na, that's the shear force. Okay, next mga bis is yung I or the centroidal moment of inertia. How will we solve for that? If you would take it a look mga bis, no? Hindi na symmetrical yung ating section. So, we have no choice but to use parallel axis theorem or the transfer distance method. And para gawin yon, hahatiin natin to into two parts para mas madali. Dalawang rectangle, okay? Yung flange, yung centroidal moment of inertia ng flange, i-add natin yan sa centroidal moment of inertia ng ating web. Okay, so sa flange, since rectangle yan, that's gonna be base times height cube over 12. Tapos, since parallel axis theorem nga, i-add natin yung area ng figure na to multiplied sa y squared. So, ano itong y? Y squared is the distance mula sa centroid ng certain figure papunta sa ating neutral axis. So, that's that distance, okay? And alam natin na this will be equal to, since yung kalahati nito ay 20, di ba? Kapag ito, yung buong ito ay 20, and alam natin na this is 6 mm. So, this length will just be 20 minus 6. So, alam natin na ito ay 14 mm. Same din. Punta tayo dito sa ating web. Plus, sa ating web, same din. Kung makikita natin, our web is rectangular. So, base times height cube over 12. Plus, yung ating AY squared. Ngayon naman, ang location ng centroid yan is of course dito, 50, ito, that would be equal to 50 mm. Kasi di 100 yung buong ito. That means that this is just 50 millimeters. And from this point, papunta sa ating neutral axis, that's equal to 6 mm. So, pwede natin yung i-add and makukuha natin yung value ng ating y. That's just 56. Okay? So, ngayon, substitute na lang tayo. Simulan natin sa ating flange. Sa ating flange dito, ano yung base natin? That's 200. Ano yung height? Ito, that's 40. Okay, naka-cube yan, divided by 12. Plus, ano yung area ng ating flange? That's 20 times 40. 20, ay joke lang, 200 pala times 40. Tapos, ano yung value ng ating y? Yan ulit, yung value ng ating y is centroid to the neutral axis. That's 14 mm. 14 squared. Okay, so punta na tayo sa ating web. Ano yung base niya? That's 20 times the height. Ano yung height niya? Yung buong ito ay 100 mm. That's cubed divided by 12 plus. Ano yung area ng ating web? That's 100 times 20. Okay, so 100 times 20. Multiplied yan mga bis sa ating y. Y is the location from the centroid of our web to the neutral axis dito. So, that's 50 plus 6 would be equal to 56. So, this is 56 squared. So, i-multiply natin yung tatlong to. Binaba ko lang kasi wala ng space. Okay? So, ayan, calculate na lang natin yan. We will solve. We can finally have our I, or the centroidal moment of inertia. So our answer mga bis would be equal to 105,733,333.33. So this is 123, 123. So 10,573,333. Ang ating unit ay millimeter raised to 4. Okay? Okay, so nasolve na natin yung ating centroidal moment of inertia. I will just write it here para di natin makalimutan. That's 10,573,333.33 millimeter raised to 4. Okay, so with that given, pwede ko na itong i-erase. Di na natin to kailangan. Ayan, so erase ko lang yan. Boom! Okay, so now mga bis, okay na yung V, okay na yung I. Next is yung Q or the first moment area. How will we solve for that? Madali na lang yan mga bis, di ba? So, first moment area would be equal to, so pipili tayo mga bis na kung anong i-consider natin. Yung sa taas ba ng neutral axis or sa baba. Of course, pipiliin ko yung nasa taas. Kasi isang rectangle lang yan eh. Kapag nasa baba, mas mahirap yan. Pero nevertheless mga bis, no, kahit anong piliin nyo dyan, it will still give you the same answer. But of course, choose the one that makes your life easier. Okay? So, dito sa taas, ano ba yung area ng above sa neutral axis natin? So, alam natin na yung ito ay 6 mm. So, the remaining here is 40 minus 6. Ito ay 34 mm. So, ang area nito would be equal to 34 times 200. So, that's 200 times 34. And we need to multiply the location, no, of the centroid of this figure papunta sa ating neutral axis. And that's just 34 divided by 2, di ba? So, 34 divided by 2. Yun yung location nito papunta sa ating neutral axis. And calculator na lang natin yan. Boom, 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 boom. So, the value of our Q at our neutral axis would be equal to 200 times 34 times 34 over 2. It is 115,600 millimeter cube. Okay? So, okay na rin yung ating Q, mga bis. Itong ating letter B, or the width of the cut section, alam natin yan. That's 200 millimeter kasi we are solving it at the neutral axis. So, okay na yung apat. So, we can just proceed to substitution and we will find our shear stress at the neutral axis. So, what's the value of our V? That's 60 kilonewton. The value of our Q, that's 115,600 millimeter cube divided by I. Yan, that's 10,573,333.33 millimeter raised to 4. And lastly is B. Yeah, that's 200 millimeters. Okay. Bang, bang. So, bago natin ito calculator pala mga bis, no, gusto kong mag-multiply dito ng 1,000. Bakit? Just to convert kilonewton into newton. Gusto ko kasi na yung final answer ko is newton per millimeter squared or equal sa megapascal. Okay? So, ilapat lang natin yan sa calcu. Okay, so ang sagot natin mga bis ay 3.2799 megapascal or round it off to 2 decimal. Magiging 3.28 megapascal. So, okay na tayo sa ating first goal, right? The shear stress at the neutral axis is equal to 3.28 megapascal. Now, yung next goal natin mga bis is ito, the shear stress at the junction. So, erase ko muna yung mga to. Okay. So, ang isosolve naman natin ngayon is the shear stress dito sa ating junction na to. Okay. So, tignan natin ulit sa ating formula. Our shear stress is equal to VQ over IB. Okay. So, itong ating V mga bis, no, constant yan. Di yan nagpapalit. 60 kilonewtons. Same likewise sa ating I. So, yung kailangan lang nating isolve dito is yung ating Q. Magbabago yung value ng ating Q. Remember, yung ating Q and B, yan lang yung ating varying factors. V and I, that stays the same. So, our Q at this junction would be equal sa area ng top or bottom. So, anong pipiliin natin? Parehas lang mga bis if we decide it at the top or at the bottom. So, if we decide it at the top, okay, so tingnan natin. Kapag sa taas yung pinili natin, ano yung area nito? That's gonna be equal to 200 times 40, right? 200 times 40 times yung location mula sa centroid nito punta sa ating neutral axis, this distance. Ano yung length niyan? Since alam natin na ito ay 40, ibig sabihin yung buong ito ay 20 millimeters, right? Half lang. So, para makuha yung distance na to, that's just 20 minus 6, which is equal to 14. Okay? So, times 14. So, makikita natin that the value of our Q is equal to 200 times 40 times 14 is equal yan mga bis sa 112,000. Okay? So, how if yung pinili naman natin is yung below? Yun yung i-consider natin. Parehas lang mga bis. It will still give us the same answer. Okay? So, don't worry. So, kapag ito naman yung pinili natin, kasi diba, yung sinosolve kasi natin is at the junction. So, parang ito yung reference line natin. So, we choose either top or below. Nang pinili natin yung taas, ito yung nakuha natin. So, kapag dapat, pag pinili na natin yung baba, we will still get the same value of Q or the first moment area. So, ano yung area nito? That's 100 times 20, right? And then, we multiply the location or the distance from the centroid of this figure to our neutral axis, papunta dito. So, anong length yan, mga bis? This is 50. Yung natitirang ito lang ay 50. Okay, 50 yan. Tapos, yung natitirang ito ay 6. So, 56. So, times 56. So, nang minultiply natin yan, 100 times 20 times 56, we will still get the same answer, which is 112,000. So, it actually doesn't matter which one do you choose. But, of course, mas mapapadali yung buhay kapag yung mas madaling isolve, di ba? In this case, parang parehas lang naman both. Okay. So, that's it. We have the value of our Q. Now, okay na yung V, okay na yung Q, okay na yung I. Dito sa ating B, mga bis, we will have two values of B. Bakit? Kasi at this junction, no? At this junction, mga bis, our B can be 2. First is this one, di ba? Yung part lang na to. Kasi kapag dito natin pinutol, eksaktong dito, either ito yung matatamaan or yung buong ito, di ba? Kasi at napaka-exact yan at this exact junction. So, pwedeng ito lang or pwedeng kasama yung buo. So, dalawa yung B natin. So, first, our B1 would be equal to yung ito. That's equal to 20 mm. Or this whole length, which is 200 mm. That is why magkakaroon dito ng jump sa ating shear stress distribution. Something that looks like that. Okay? So, dalawa yung values ng ating shear stress at one point. So, 1 and 2. Okay? So, para gawin yon, let's start solving first at T1. Okay? So, let's just label that at T1. So, yung value ng ating V, that's 60. Yung ating Q, that's 112,000. Okay? Divided by, yung value ng ating I, that's 10,573,333.33 times the B. So, we are considering first B1, which is 20 millimeters. So, again, gusto ko maging megapascal yung aking final answer. So, I will multiply here 1,000. So, we solve for that. Our answer, mga bis, is equal sa 31.78 megapascal. So, this is our T sub 1. No? Ngayon, we need to solve it again, but papalitan lang natin yung ating B. Okay? So, T sub 2 would be equal to same, 60 times 112,000 times 1,000 divided by 10,573,333.33. Itong B, papalitan na lang natin ng 200. Okay, so our T sub 2 would be equal to magiging 3.18 na lang mga B. So, 3.18 megapascal. Okay, so at this junction, we have two values. We have 3.18 and 31.78 megapascal. Okay? Okay mga bis. So itong 3.18, yan yung value ng ating shear stress dito sa ating flange bago siya pupunta dito sa ating web. Now, itong 31.78, yan yung value naman pagkarating niya dito sa web. So, at this very exact location, no, there is a jump of shear stress. From 3178 sa pinakadulo ng ating flange, nag-jump siya sa pinakauna ng ating web at 31.78. Okay, so, nakuha na natin yung kailangan natin. Pwede na nating may sketch yung ating shear stress distribution diagram. So, ano ba yung mga alam natin initially? Alam natin na at the very bottom and at the very top, dito, the value of our shear stress is equal to 0. Okay? Implied na yan. Kasi nga, at this very bottom or at the very top, the value of our Q or the first moment area is 0. Thus, it will yield also a shear stress of 0. Now, pagpunta natin sa neutral axis, ang value niyan is na-solve natin is 3.28. So, sabihin na natin nandyan, it's 3.28. Okay, so dito kasi sa junction, dalawa yan, di ba? Sa dulo ng ating flange and sa simula ng ating web. Sa dulo ng ating flange, ang value is 3.18. So, bababa yan konti. Sabihin na natin, nandito. That's 3.18. And then, biglang nag-jump siya sa pagsimula ng ating web at same location sa 31.78. Sabihin na natin, nandito. 31.78. Okay? And then, lastly, pagpunta sa dulo, naging 0 na yung ating shear stress. Okay, so we will connect these points using a parabolic curve. Ayan. Okay? Tapos ito, diretso lang yan. And then, okay mga bis, so tantan na, tapos na po natin ang ating shear stress distribution diagram. So this is how it looks like, and as a conclusion, pwede nating masabi na our tau max, makikita natin, no? That's equal to 31.78 megapascal. So ayun mga bis, no? Medyo mahaba talaga siya. Marami tayong kailangang i-consider. Yun nga, yung mga peaks. First, at the neutral axis, and second, doon sa ating mga junctions. Kasi either of that will contain the maximum moment, okay? Or the maximum shear, I should say. So, again, if you have some questions, kindly comment down below. Try po natin yung sagutan kapag meron tayong oras. And, ayan, thank you. Nag-stay ka dito lang sa dulo. Please like, share, and subscribe. Muli ako yung bubuyog na nagpapalala sa inyong maglakbay, mag-enjoy, maglaro na liksik, maging matinik. Jabi out.